Hi everyone. Okay, so welcome to our first day, I guess you could say, of online class. I'd planned to start this on Monday of next week, but I've had a ton of people reaching out to me saying, I already don't know what to do with my kids. Do you have any ideas? So I do. Okay, so we're gonna start with making some marker prints. So all you're gonna need are the supplies. So I'm gonna flip my camera around and show you what you need to start this project. Now, there are two different ways that you can do this, and I'm gonna have each of my kids who are sitting right here with me, do it one of two ways. Okay, so I'm gonna flip you around, show you the supplies that you need, and then get started. Okay, so to make the marker prints, what you're gonna need are Sharpies, and we use Sharpies because they're waterproof, okay? So Sharpies, washable markers, here's this little bucket of ones that we have, and then we have these that I had purchased at the store a couple of weeks ago. Just regular old computer paper, tinfoil, and then a water sprayer. I have different ones in my classroom, but this is the one that we do John's hair with and my hair with. So that's what we're gonna use. So that's step one, gather these supplies: paper, markers, tinfoil, water sprayer, Sharpie. All right, let's first welcome our classmates. John, can you say hi? John's in second grade, and then we have Addie, say hi, who's in seventh grade. So what we're gonna do is marker prints. So we're gonna do kind of the less advanced way and the more advanced way. So John and Addie are both gonna be doing this different ways. So you can modify this for your own kids at home. All right, we're gonna start with John by giving him a piece of tinfoil, okay? And the tinfoil is about the size of a piece of paper, just a standard sheet of paper that comes from your printer, okay? And then what I've already done is I've given Addie her sheet of paper, and she's gonna start with a Sharpie. Now, when we use anything water-based, always use a Sharpie. Sharpies are waterproof. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Addie create any kind of picture she wants in Sharpie. While John is over here, he's gonna start coloring on his paper or on his tinfoil with washable marker. Okay, so here's what we have decided. Addie would like to do a self-portrait first. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna marker print on the back of it. So she is actually using a guide that I've printed from Caitlin Eddington. She had this on her Teachers Pay Teachers. It's just a really simple way to draw a self-portrait. So what she's gonna do, she's gonna start in pencil, and she's gonna fill her self-portrait in the paper. So when she's done drawing it, then she will trace it with Sharpie. While I have told John, what he's gonna do is he's gonna take all of these markers and he's gonna just color in any kind of pattern on his tinfoil. Okay, so what he'll do is he'll print, and then we'll set that to dry, and then he will draw over the top of it with a Sharpie later. Whereas Addie is gonna draw her self-portrait first, and then she will print later. Okay, so here we have completed, John has completed coloring on his tinfoil with washable marker, and Addie has drawn a self-portrait. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work with John on spraying this with water. You can lay it down, buddy. And Addie is gonna actually videotape while I assist John. Then when she's done with that, helping me video, she is gonna start coloring on her piece of tinfoil. And she is then gonna do the next step. So you can see what it looks like when you print, like when you've drawn and then you print, and you're gonna see what it looks like when we print, and then later I'll follow up with John when his is dry, and you can see what it looks like to draw over the top, okay? So we're gonna switch positions a little bit. Addie's gonna come be our video camera person, and John and I are gonna complete this project right now, okay? Okay, so first I'm gonna label his paper with his name on the back in Sharpie, and then I'm gonna give it to him. So John, you're gonna print with your name on the back, and I'm gonna use our hair hairspray thing. Okay, and we're gonna mist the whole paper. Okay, John, as soon as I mist this and I give you the okay, I want you to lay your paper down and you're gonna kind of rub it. All right, let's see here. We're gonna moisten this nice and wet. Okay, go ahead and lay your paper down in the middle, and we're gonna just pat it. Rub the edge, because you can see the color starting to transfer. Now again, this is not fancy paper. This is just at-home paper, so we're gonna have to be really careful. Pardon the brief interruption. The messages are coming through on my phone, so our video recorder had to address that. So anyway, back to where we were. So what we did is we put our paper down. Again, be very careful because water on this kind of paper, it's not really meant to be wet. So you're gonna be careful when you pull this because it could rip it. So John, I'm gonna actually assist you in pulling this. You can see through where there's some places that didn't get quite all the way filled in with marker. So we're gonna kind of rub those because we want that to transfer. And really it's kind of the wrinkles in your tin foil. All right, you ready? Let's gently pull. And then we're gonna lay that to the side, okay? So his did a pretty good job, but do you see how it pulled the print from there? What we'll do is we'll set this to the side and then he can draw over the top of this later. But for now, we're gonna just fold this and pitch it, okay? Okay, so now it's Addie's turn and we're gonna try something a little different because when we printed John's, all of the little wrinkles that were already in the tinfoil prevented the color from being picked up. So what I'm gonna have Addie do is lay hers on top of a big book. And it is what book is this?
It's a Guinness World Records Weird But True.
Guinness World Records book. But we did the back side because we want to make sure that the front has like some little raised edges. We don't want that to show up. So she is now going to color. And I attempted a time lapse a minute ago and I failed. So we're going to attempt to time lapse her coloring her tinfoil to show you what it really does look like. All right, so we've officially colored. Now we're gonna spray. All right, so we sprayed. Now let's have Addie lay her print down and rub really, really well. Rub all those little places. See how you can see the color transferring through? Okay, rub quickly because it's getting, ooh, yeah, you gotta be careful. Go out, like from the middle out. So like right here, you gotta get this stuff, which I think at this point, you may need to move your paper because you've already picked up the colors. So what you could do is pick this up and lay it over towards your edge. Oh, pull it in a little bit and see if it will transfer that way and fill in some of your little holes. Okay. All right, Addie, why don't you pick it up and let's see what it looks like. So here's a prime example of a mess up at home, and it's totally fine if it happens. So she was supposed to have laid the Sharpie side down on the print, and she did the back side. But here's the beautiful part about Sharpie. You can still see it through. So what she's gonna do is when this is dry, she'll go back over this in Sharpie because she can see where it bled through the paper. Okay, so let's follow up from what we just did. We did the marker prints, and on one kid's it printed much better than the others. And what I think the difference is, I thought at first it was the wrinkles in the aluminum foil, and what I have now decided is that it was not as much water because I'm editing my video to put up on my YouTube channel, and I noticed that I sprayed John's twice and I sprayed Addie's once. And I think that he's eating his lunch. And I think that because I didn't spray it twice, it didn't moisten the dried part of the marker as easily. So I think if you're gonna do this at home, spray it twice with water, really saturate the aluminum foil so that it can really get wet and then, you know, stick to the paper. Okay, so that's the follow-up thought. Go ahead and tag me in all of your practices or your creations at home, because I wanna see if you guys can get yours to pick up the color any better than mine.